This is Dr. John Kerr. He's been a member of the Board of Heritage since 1979. Tell us, if you will, how you happened to be on the board.
Charlie called, asked me.
Good morning. I am Carol Coyle Medley, and I joined the Heritage Board in 2018 at the request of my longtime friend and chairman, Don Posey. International Bible College, now Heritage, has been a part of my life since 1970, when the newly formed Board of Directors asked my father, Charles Coyle, to take on the presidency of the school. I was about 5 years old and he was about 39. I agreed to lend my voice to the board because I'm confident that the board remains true to the mission of Heritage, and that is the training of men and women to take the gospel to the whole world. The alum of Heritage are working all over the world, and what an incredible work they are doing. Heritage continues to provide students with highly qualified professors who are not only qualified in the areas that they teach, but are experienced men and women who have had their own boots on the ground in the mission field, which, as you know, takes on many forms. I cannot say enough about the ongoing dedication of the administration through the years and the changes at Heritage. They continue to guide the school in a positive and thriving direction. And I'm very pleased with the new selection of Dr. Kirk Brothers and what an incredible work he is doing and is going to do. I'm happy that Heritage is reaching out today. I want the world to see through any pandemic we are happy to be Christians. We are secure because we know whom we serve, and we have hope that we can share by how we trust in God through all things. I lend my support to Heritage by encouraging men and women to enroll, by my financial gifts, and most of all by my prayers. And I'm asking you to do the same today.
Hello, my name is T.J. Hughes, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors for Heritage Christian University. When Janet asked me if I'd be willing to share a few of my thoughts of Heritage with you, I told her that I'd be very glad to. But as I started trying to organize my thoughts, I soon realized it could take hours to describe the university and all the things that it stood for. So I decided to look back to the beginning, to what was then known as the International Bible College. This name would later be changed to Heritage Christian University. By looking back in the beginning, we could understand the dream of the president and his co-workers. This Bible college would become a single-purpose school with only objective was to teach Christians how to better serve by learning, by teaching, and by preaching, not only in the U.S., but throughout the entire world. I learned of Heritage in about 1974 when one of my friends had attended an evangelism workshop. He simply said, "You have to come and see what they're teaching, and you have to see what's being done." I was a young man then and had never seen so many Christians so excited about serving God or wanting to take the gospel to the entire world or wanting to care so much for the lost. Later, when a group of us from our congregation started taking night classes at Heritage, we were able to meet these men that had transformed their hearts and their dreams into the hearts and the dreams of this university. We spent time with people like Charles Coyle, the president of the college. But the thing that we remembered most about Charles Coyle was the fact that anyone that merely came in contact with Charles was in danger of becoming a Christian. And this was what his only goal was in life. We met men like Basil Overton. Basil used to say, "I love doing what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing," meaning that he loved teaching students and he loved preaching and he loved sowing the seed of the gospel. He knew that God could and would give the increase. And most of all, he knew that he would never know most of the things that happened during his lifetime. But he had faith in God, that God's word would not fall idle, and that maybe someday God in heaven could introduce him to the things and the people that he had seen and heard and talked to. We met men like David Underwood. David and his family spent years in the mission fields in Africa. David was a short man and could not walk strongly, but he was a giant of a man spiritually. And when you heard stories of David lying in tents in the jungles of Africa, recovering from a heart attack, or you heard stories of him recovering from malaria, it didn't take long to know where David's heart was. But when he taught the book of Acts, you knew that he had seen firsthand many of the things that were seen by Paul and the early Christians, and many of the things that they had gone through. And that David believed, like they believed, that it was all worth it. And for almost a half a century, I've been privileged to meet and become friends of many other great and godly men, like I've just mentioned. I've been able to serve on the board of directors at Heritage for 42 years. During that time, I have met and worked with some of the people that I believe are God's favorite people. Some of these men were gospel preachers. Some of these men were missionaries. Some of these men were elders. But all of these men loved souls, and all of these men were soul winners. During all these years, I have noted that the heart of the university has always remained that of one of a soul winner. The administration, the faculty, and the staff have taught and motivated hundreds of graduates to go into the world and to carry His word to any person that was willing to hear. But in addition, during the past 50 years, these men and their students have been part of a group that's seen more than 15,000 people receive the gospel. I've seen hundreds of churches and thousands of Christians that have participated in Heritage Dream. They have made this dream their dream by their donations, by their caring, by the support, and by the work that they've done for Heritage. And now today, the heritage of this great university is being carried out under the leadership of its president, Kurt Brothers, along with the faculty and staff, and with all the help of the students and all of its friends. The future of Heritage can be greater and brighter than ever before. And with the help of its graduates, even more people will hear and obey. I know that the training that you receive here, and I know the bonds that you make here, and I know the people that you associate here will change your life in ways that you can never understand. And how do I know this? It's because my association with Heritage has changed my life. And as you graduate and go into the world and reach others, it will change the world. But not only the world, but also the gospel will change the population of heaven for an eternity. And I do thank you for your love for God, and I thank you for your commitment. And I thank God for Heritage. And may God bless you. Thank you.
My name is Mark Miller, and I'm on the board of directors for Heritage Christian University. I got involved with Heritage over a decade ago by attending some fundraisers, some entertainment, and one of my friends asked me to come to one of the president's council meetings with him, and you got dinner, and so I tagged along and began to get more insight into what the university actually is and what it does. And this was exciting to me. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I was asked to join the board, and there are so many talented individuals on the board from different walks of life, and I'm honored to be on the board and a part of the university. The reason that I'm involved with Heritage Christian is I believe in the mission that Heritage Christian University exists for the advancement of the churches of Christ. You know, we're a Bible college, and we train preachers, teachers, and missionaries, but we do so much more. And we want to better understand how we can help the churches of Christ and to provide those resources. We know that the church needs leaders today. It's had some great leaders, and it will have leaders in the future. But this needs to be deliberate. We need to plan this, and we seek to continually improve our skills and knowledge as leaders, and we must make that commitment. At Heritage, we believe that leadership is a component of education, and we focus upon training to improve those leadership skills for roles within the church, such as elder, deacon, preacher, teachers, other groups within the church. We must train tomorrow's leaders today. I believe in Heritage Christian University. Why? Because I see us striving to identify and meet these needs of the church. I want to thank our donors and supporters and students, staff and faculty, the churches that work tirelessly to spread God's words. We appreciate everything that you do. You mean so much to us.
Hello, my name is Mark Posey, and I'm a minister of the Gospel of Jesus Christ. Well, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I love every minute of it. It's just getting better every single day. But I'm also the pulpit minister for the Winfield Church of Christ in Winfield, Alabama, a great congregation of the Lord's people. They love God, and they love each other. But they also love Heritage Christian University. You know that institution in Florence, Alabama, on a gorgeous campus. The student body is incredible, and the faculty and staff, well, they're second to none. The president, Dr. Kirk Brothers, is doing amazing work. He knows how to lead, he knows how to plan, and he knows how to bring everything together to get the job done. Now, speaking of getting the job done, I think of the words of my father, Glenn A. Posey, that preached the gospel for 57 years. He made comments concerning what was then International Bible College, and he said, you know, that institution is doing one of the greatest works in all the world. He said they're training gospel preachers. Now, what they were doing then is IBC, they're still doing today as Heritage Christian University, and they're doing a great job. Well, in other words, they're getting the job done. I hope you're a part of the financial support for this wonderful institution. That if you've not been, that you will start today. But you'll not only start today, but you'll continue to support this institution with the coming days and months and years, because they're getting the job done and doing it well. You know, in our world today, we need those that are focusing on evangelism, edification, and benevolence in the context of spiritual and true worship. That's what I see going on at Heritage Christian University. Training men to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. I am so privileged to be a part of this great institution. I serve as a board member on the board of directors, and I consider that an honor, a privilege. Well, I consider it a joy. I want you to join with me in helping this institution reach greater heights, because they're getting the job done. May God bless you today, and thank you for all that you do for the cause for which Christ died.